Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. Our next guest is one of the best in the business on the defensive line. It's going to be his second year in Indianapolis. It is going to be his sixth year in the National Football League. He is DeForest Buckner. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me again, Rich.
What's going on? Where have we found you in your world? Post mini camps on summer break? Is that where you are pretty much right now?
Yeah, I'm actually out in Vegas right now with my working with my trainer, Mark Hall. He's based out here in Vegas right now. Me and Eric Armstead, Dexter Lawrence, we've been getting some work out here for the past week. It's been 111 out, the average. So it's been hot.
Yes. So you do most of your workouts indoors, then I would imagine, on that front.
Yeah, part of it, but we go outside for quite a bit.
What are you doing? Like, geez, I mean, walk me through what a workout is with that trio.
Just doing some position specific stuff. With footwork. Doing some speed footwork stuff, bag drills, as a D lineman, you can't get enough of pass rush drills. So, doing some drills like that, some conditioning. So just a little bit of, everything.
What was it like playing last year, DeForest, now that you're through it? What was that like in the pandemic?
It was a crazy experience. Definitely the crazy experience I've ever had playing football in general, not, going to some places, not having any fans, during the COVID year, you would say. It was insane. I felt like, sometimes it felt like it was a scrimmage instead of an actual game.
Right.
So, the just having the fans it's a big part of the game. They make a big difference. You feel that energy with a full stadium compared to an empty stadium. It was hectic, and then also just the camaraderie and trying to build a team. You know what I mean? It was hard having to do all that social distancing, doing a lot of things virtual. It definitely wasn't the same.
No, I know that. And it seems that, things have definitely changed on that front. Now, I want to hit this briefly with you here because we hear so much about players, whether they're vaccinated or they're not planning to get vaccinated or they are and they're just learning about it. Where are you on that front, DeForest?
Yeah. So I actually, me and my wife, we actually got vaccinated earlier in the off season. It was a big personal decision for us. Especially for me, doing a little bit more research and finding out, if you're vaccinated, you're most likely not to pass it along. If you were to, that some chance you do end up getting it, you can't pass it along to anybody. And last year, around, Thanksgiving time, I obviously I had COVID and I missed the game. But if, we weren't getting tested every day, I would have never known. I didn't have any symptoms. I was asymptomatic. And, that was a really big selling point for me was, the ability of not being able to pass it along to someone else and, causing them to get sick. And so that was a really big reason for my wife and I to the reason why we got vaccinated. Also, it was just, going through all those protocols, testing every day, having that social distancing, the virtual stuff. Wearing a mask every day in the facility. I was just tired of it. You know what I mean? I just wanted to go about my daily life and try to have some type of normalcy. So that's why I decided to get the vaccination. There's obviously perks and some setbacks, with the rules and regulations that the league's coming out with being vaccinated and not being vaccinated. And I just thought, it would just mentally for me, it was the right decision for myself.
So, and again, I know this is, personal decision and something you've decided to do. Can you walk me through what some of your teammates or others in the league are thinking when they choose not to get vaccinated? And this is before the rules just came out that might incentivize players to get the shot. But can you walk me through and some of the fans who are wondering about this through all that, DeForest?
Yeah. All I can say, really is it's just a personal decision. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own decision on what they want to do. It's a lot. Some people, they don't like the fact that they don't know everything that's going to go into their body.
Mm-hmm.
That people got to do more research, more facts need to come out about certain things, I guess. And it's their personal decision. You know what I mean? I can't, I respect every person's decision, whether they decide to get it, not to. There's also people who, who don't believe in vaccinations in general, you know what I mean, and modern medication, which is, totally fine. And I respect the decision that they make. So it's just a lot of factors, you know what I mean, that goes in, for a guy's decision to get vaccinated or not to get vaccinated. So, all I can say on my end is, I respect the decision they make, either whether they take it or not. And it's, at the end of the day, it's everybody's personal decision.
And then, so best as you're telling, as you're calling in from your personal workout spot in Las Vegas right now with some of your NFL colleagues, is it going to be set up in a way that you and fellow fully vaccinated Indianapolis Colts will have one room and one weight room and one spot on the bus, or one specific bus and one specific floor in a hotel, and your non-fully vaccinated teammates will just have to separately go about their business, similar to what you went through last year that you didn't want to go through again, and then you'll eventually meet in a locker room on the road or at home? Is that literally the way it might work? Best you can tell right now?
Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you.
Huh.
I guess when we report back from training camp after more of these rules come out, and the state, the status of the team on, whether, if we have, a lot of guys vaccinated or not vaccinated, I guess that's when we're going to find out the blueprint on how the season's going to go. And that's the big question. You know what I mean? I'm sure a lot of, obviously all 32 teams are going to be going through this and trying to, figure out, what their season's going to look like with, how many guys that have vaccinated or not, and all of that. So it's definitely going to be another challenging and interesting year. But
I imagine it can't compare now that you're fully vaccinated with other of your teammates who are, being in a room, like a film room or weight room, just like normal. Like that's got to feel great. Like you never took that for, we take that for granted back in the day.
No, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, you definitely, especially last year, you definitely, as a player, you took those little things for granted, just being in the same locker room together, being in the film room together. You know what I mean? Just being able to have that little time in between breaks where, you just hanging out, you know what I mean? Spending time with each other. Just those little things, you took it for granted for sure. And, we definitely understand how precious those times are. And, for me personally, just being able to not wear a mask into the facility and seeing everybody's faces every day, for those that are, you know what I mean? It makes a big difference.
Indianapolis Colts defensive lineman DeForest Buckner here on the Rich Eisen Show. All right, so it's going to kind of be like old school for you. First 2 weeks of the 2021 campaign, Seahawks-Rams at home. Like you noticed.
Yeah.
Just when you think you're out, they pull you back in, DeForest.
I know, right?
It's
crazy. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have. I'm definitely going to be excited. Especially this year, being able to, face some teams in my old division, and also obviously face my former team. So it's going to be exciting.
What's that going to feel like for you? That's a Sunday night game. Whole country settling in week. It looks like 7 for you at the old stomping grounds. What's that going to be like for you? Do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be. I don't know. It's going to be a surreal feeling. Being able to go back into that stadium. Where I spent the first 4 years of my career. A lot of ups and downs in that stadium, obviously. But, just being able to be around, I still, have a lot of Niner fans, that support me. And I'm excited, to go back to see a lot of my old, a lot of my friends. I built a lot of relationships there. So it's going to be interesting coming in, playing in a game there, and going into the visitors' locker room for sure. It's going to be weird. But it's going to be a lot of fun.
And let's talk about your current team here. Week 3, right off the bat. You got 2 former division games, and then your first game on the road is going to be at the Titans. Julio now is in that mix. Clearly, that's not going to be somebody you need to mark, but obviously getting to Tannehill to make sure he doesn't mark Julio will be in your bailiwick. How did the Jones acquisition by the Titans go down in your locker room, DeForest?
Yeah, I mean, I really talked to the guys. Guys haven't really been talking about it much, but
Okay.
I mean, it was good for them. It was a good addition for them. Julio's a great player. Obviously one of the best, receivers to ever play the game, and kudos to them. They had another weapon on offense. It's going to be fun to watch them throughout the season. Going against them, twice a year is going to be, a lot more fun. The bigger the challenge, the more interesting the game gets, and I love it. I love going against the best, and to be the best, you got to beat the best, and they're one of the best teams in the league right now, and like you said, got to get if I get Tannehill, the ball can't get to Julio, so it's going to be fun.
And of course, your team had a major acquisition this non-playing season in the quarterback. What's your first impressions of Carson Wentz, best you can tell, DeForest, over the first few weeks here?
Yeah, I love the guy. I don't see, all the things that they were talking about, in Philly, whatever was going on last year, or, the type of player they were saying he was, or the mental state. I mean, he came in, ready to work. He's a man on a mission. He's reached out to, majority of the guys on the team. I've spent quality time. I had, my wife and I had, him and his wife and their daughter. Their daughter is about three days younger than my son, and we had them over for dinner before we left. To come back to the West Coast. Carson's a great guy on and off the field. I can see the leader that he is. He's definitely a leader of men, especially at the quarterback position, which you need to be in. I can't wait to see what he does this year. You know what I mean? Being able to have that fresh start, that's what I think he just needed. He needed to get out of Philly, get a fresh start. He's got a great O-line in front of him to keep him upright, so he can, and he's got a lot of weapons on offense to dish the ball to. So it's going to be really fun to see him come back this year.
What do you mean by he reached out to everybody? Walk me through that. He called everybody?
Yeah, he's reached out to multiple guys. When he got signed, he texted a bunch, several guys on the team. What I mean? Including me. He reached out to me, and I was able to connect with him a little bit. We were texting back and forth. About just a bunch of stuff going on, through the year. Our interests and stuff like that. I like hunting. Obviously, he's big into hunting, and we talked about that a little bit, and and then it just built that relationship until OTAs when we saw each other in person, and obviously I had him over the house for dinner and stuff like that. So he's just a very he's a team guy, a great teammate, and I'm excited to see him play this year.
So what does a Wentz play date at the Buckners look like? What was that like? The Wentz play date. What was that?
Yeah,
what do we got?
They're both. It's funny because they're both about the same. They are the same age. They're
right.
They're 3 days apart. So being able to actually see my son with a kid that his age and seeing them go through the same things was hilarious. You know what I mean? They're getting into everything. Obviously, just babbling. And my son was he's in the phase of throwing everything. So. He was throwing some things, and I was like, man, I was trying to tell him, like, hey, you got to calm down. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's different, playing with boys and girls. So
yes.
You got to be careful.
Girls are more advanced than boys. Boys are idiots compared to girls. I've got two boys and a younger girl, and she runs rings around them. And I love my boys.
Yeah.
But so what do you mean he's throwing everything? Everything? Because one of my sons, I caught him early on trying to dribble a marble in the house, like literally anything that's around. So I imagine what happened.
Yeah, my son would probably try to eat the marble. He's everything's he's trying to taste it. Obviously every toy. It doesn't matter if it's a toy, your phone. Me and my wife actually just had to get new phones recently just because he shattered both of ours.
Oh,
so it was,
great.
He just likes to grab stuff and then look at it and throw it, and try to see what it does. You know what I mean? And it's just funny. It's a funny stage watching him right now.
Happy Father's Day to you, DeForest. I hope you have Apple Care.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You too. You too.
Hey, man, last one before you go. Speaking of man-child, talk to me about Darius Leonard and being in front of him and taking a responsibility to clear the decks for him. As you maybe stop the run on the way to the pass. Like what What is that like for you to have him patrolling right behind you, DeForest?
Yeah, I mean, it makes my job a lot easier having a guy like him behind me. If I make a mistake, I just got to go fast and make it fast for him because I know he's going to clean it up. You know what I mean? And especially in the run game. If I'm supposed to be in the B gap, if I get reached, I know he'll be there to clean it up because obviously he's one hell of a talent. His athleticism, his speed at the linebacker position is unreal. He's a sideline to sideline linebacker. He'll cover around quick. Just the energy that he brings every single day. It's not just on game day; it's every day. You know what I mean? And having a guy like him on the team is just, it's a big game changer for us. He's a great teammate, great leader. Like I said before, it just makes my job a lot easier. It's fun being out there playing with him. So a guy like Darius he's one of one.
Well, and by the way, another one of one that I keep hearing about as referred to that as well is another Oregon Duck who's playing quarterback out here in Los Angeles. How about that? How about the Ducks sending a guy to the NFL who's turning into a unicorn at the quarterback spot?
Yeah.
DeForest.
Definitely.
Right?
Justin Herbert is – I remember the first game I watched them when I was, I turned the Duck game on one day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, man, this kid's going to be special. And – you know what I mean? What he's doing at the quarterback position, especially his rookie year coming in, it's exciting to see, where his career goes.
Yeah. Oregon's a quarterback school, right? That's what you got.
It's starting to be, yes, it is.
I bet. DeForest, thanks for the time, letting us catch up with you. Stay safe. Be well. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. I appreciate you. Thank you, Rich.
Right back at you. That's DeForest Buckner, one of the best from the Indianapolis Colts here on the Rich Eisen Show. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.